How about this mic? Yay. Okay, sweet, I'm live. Let's pull, y'all don't have to see that. We go on the YouTube, where
We was
666.
absolutely spoilt rotten, but these are the 8 players
Can y'all hear?
left standing from these qualifiers. We have Jaeger, we have Dark Hyper,
Dude, we have
Future Flash,
Owicha.
Nato, Suchdi, Fire, Oil Chat, and Raidi. And honestly, these players, it's like I
Wait,
said
did
before,
Owicha not make
no
it?
weak links, just nothing
thought
but
Owicha
strength to
made
strength
it.
here, and it's going to be
Eh?
very, very difficult to call, predict, and find out what
Wait.
outcome is
Okay,
going to be
yeah, y'all
as
can hear it.
unfolds throughout the
Good.
entirety of this evening.
No, absolutely. As you mentioned in the intro, we have some returning faces, which are
Okay, while y'all are watching
but we
that,
also got some new faces. But it's not like we have any
I
underdogs
gotta
this time
do
around. These
schoolwork,
guys are prepared.
because it's
I've seen them practice
3:20,
for hours and hours and hours
and I'm
today,
only
so they
gonna
are
be able
hot
to
and ready to go.
watch until, like,
Are there
what,
any plays
3:50
specifically
or
which
whatever?
caught your eye? Because
I don't have a lot of
we were
time.
in the
I
training
have
session, they've been
Ultimate.
literally practicing day in, day out, just
So,
getting ready for this. Of course, you know, like I mentioned before,
y'all
the intro,
get
this
to
is
see me
the
do
pinnacle.
this.
But is there
Wait,
any
let me
player
pull
in
up y'all
particular
on my
who've
tablet
caught
here.
your eye and
I
thought,
got a
do you
new
know what,
tablet, y'all.
could be a dark horse going into this competition?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say my favorite dark
Cinema.
horse for this one is
I'll even
Oyocho,
say it's
definitely for
cinema.
sure.
Wait,
He
why
wasn't
that?
quite old enough to qualify for some of the previous Asphalt series, but this time around, he is here. But we've heard so many rumors and things about him being on the top of the leaderboards for so many years at this point. So honestly, he's my favorite pick for a dark horse this time around.
And we actually get to see him live in person. It's been so exciting. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a fair while, but finally we actually get the opportunity and a chance to see, because we have seen a couple of players who make their first appearance and they actually win.
Oh yeah, y'all, we're at 169 subs. I almost forgot.
Great example. Nato last year, Asphalt series, another great example. Could he have the potential? Well, we hope so, because it will make things even more interesting. But before we get any further, let's take a look at the bracket to see how these matches are going to unfold. Who's going to be matching against who, and who will be seen from the
Wait,
get-go,
who's being matched?
Well,
Who's being matched?
you could say some of these quarterfinals could be potentially finals. It's actually that crazy.
No, pretty much all the matchups that you guys are going to see here today could be grand finals. They are absolutely insane matchups. I mean, some of the brackets that we're going to look at are really, really stacked. I was super surprised with
I
how
hate
everything
these
was going
ones
out.
where
I
there's
was talking
no
with some of the players,
crowds.
and there's definitely a lot of
Like,
rivalry. There's blood in the water, so this could really go either way. But there's definitely a couple favorites that you
Like,
can
this is always the problem with the Ferrari ones.
Let's take a look to see who's going to be coming up first. And
What
like
is this metadata? Oh, City by the Bay, Transcontinental, and Bridges of Paris. Sweet!
So we're going to head to City by the Bay in San Francisco, and then we're going to head to the...
Oh wait, the codes! Paris,
just to close it out. And we're speaking to a lot of the players. With
me,
we have some personal favourites, the non-personal favourites. We were assuming, you know, they probably don't like Rome Paris too much. But actually, majority of them do prefer, you know, Buenos Aires, Paris, Rome, which is a little bit of a shock to the system for me. I don't know how you feel.
No, totally. I mean,
redeem. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. I shall redeem.
Are some of the most important aspects of the game. So a lot of the players naturally, they're into racing, they're into esports and everything like that. So having those really tight racing lines throughout the race is something that they can really pay attention to and take advantage of, especially in the qualifiers. So honestly, something like Paris, even though it's a little bit of a switch up compared to previous matches, honestly, I think it's a really great track to see how these players.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, they certainly will indeed.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
You know, lines are very important. Of
course,
boom, boom. And
do not redeem. I redeemed it.
A lot of things have
changed
over the last 12 months.
Sweet. I'll redeem that later.
With a lot of his tricks, you know, not talking about, you know, the average Joe trick you normally get, but, you know,
file.
some of the barrier bounces,
No, not you brave Photoshop file. New. So we got 1950s.
Normally you would do that if you're behind or if you want to take a huge risk. But it's just a consistent thing now. These players have really upped their game over the last year.
No, totally, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because over the course of these past couple years, we have seen the meta completely shift. Previously, as you mentioned, something like a rail grind, one airspeed trick, anything like that was considered a really hard
then
right? But these players over the past couple years have been honing in their skills so well.
Ads. The mindset of ads.
Even back in 2023, with some crazy skips on like Cairo and everything like that, that's just normal now. You just have to expect that, and if you don't do that, you're gonna fall behind.
I saw your fight.
Like, you mean the checkpoint skips?
And then, I don't know,
there's no way Game Loft or
a little bit too high, a little bit here and there, but
there's no way they're gonna allow the checkpoint stuff. There's no way.
And you can see the first match will be
poor
this again. I was talking about your fire earlier, watching probably about an hour and a half straight of just how consistent he has been earlier. But we will get the full bracket up for you guys very shortly once we find out exactly. But we know the first match will be between Yafire and Nato. But we'll get the other quarterfinals underway later on. But first, though, we do have a special guest. And we do have an interview coming up very shortly.
Ooh,
interview. It's going to be very exciting as well because a little bit different from the other side of the racing scene compared to Asphalt. We do have Michele Costantini. How are you doing, my friend? It's lovely to see you and lovely to have you on board. First
we can barely hear you, bro. Sound engineer.
And everyone at home exactly who you are and how you've come to this point.
I am Michele Costantini. I am a driver for Scuderia Ferrari Esports team. And I am here for this interview with you, and I'm here to enjoy the spectacle of this event.
Of course, in comparison to sim racing, this must be very different for you in comparison. But one thing I'd like to ask is, what inspired you to pursue sim racing? Like from the very beginning, of course, I know you could probably go on for hours and hours on end, but long story short, what actually pursued you in the first place? What got you into sim racing?
Long story short, it's just the love for motorsports, really. I think that's what gets most guys into it. It's just starts off as an hobby, and then, you know, if you're good enough, you can make it into the best.
And where was that point when you were playing sim racing and, you know, treating it as a hobby at one stage, where you was able to get to a high competitive level? Was there a point where you remember where you thought to yourself, do you know what, I could make a good go of this?
It's probably when I qualified for my first World Championship, actually. So that's probably the point where I realized, you know, I can make this my job, actually, and you know, get into the to race with the best. So
it's a very rare job indeed. So it's not something, you know, the average person can do every day. So of course you're very lucky, fortunate.
Dude, he's usually gone all day.
What I would also like to ask is,
he's usually gone all day.
Has changed since.
Hold up, I want to push you guys more down.
The same? Has there been any benefits since joining Ferrari?
I mean, Ferrari is a great team. I think I'm a little bit more specific with my practice. I have a starting time, I have an ending time, so I'm a little bit more orderly in that regard. But no, you always have to put in the hours. That's at the end of the day the only way to get good and to keep being good.
Yeah, this
wait, wrong.
No time investment. It's not exactly going to be
wrong
problem,
thing. Wrong thing.
Along the way, of course.
Wait, oh, there is an audience. Wait, no, that's not an audience. That's barely an audience.
Is there anything from Asphalt Legends which could translate from or to sim racing at all?
I would say, I mean, at the end of the day, the goal in both things is to get to the finish line first.
Yeah.
So
the clever, nobody's perfect.
The main thing that's really similar in both things.
Perfect.
So that's the one I would say.
And how do you mentally prepare going into such a big event? Because there's a lot of rituals people go through, or people go through the absolute basics.
No, ad campaign, man.
Like me personally, I would go in very cold and just like stick to like what I know. But do you have anything in terms of your mental preparation
it's this one.
These big events?
I mean, I think
sweet. Okay. Hello, other person watching. You see me do my schoolwork along with me just reacting to this. I wonder if there's a way where I could just like put this on the side somehow. Wait, actually, Loki, I have an idea. I have an idea.
Get into sim racing or any type
of
racing overall, like, you know,
and boom.
I know nothing about it, but I'd love to. You know,
sweet. Okay, now y'all can watch while I do work.
Any advice or any messages to anyone who's got the potential or would like to get involved?
The more time you spend in the sim, and the better.
Yeah.
So that's it, really.
Like
I've been getting into WRC lately, so I'm thinking about getting a steering wheel.
Finally, what are your plans for the future in terms of your performance goals? Do you have anything in particular which you're eyeing on?
There should be a better way to get this higher quality.
Really, the sim racing scene is a little bit. You know, everything comes with such short notice, so just ready for anything that's coming.
So it's
whatever.
Okay, yeah, better get something sorted.
That's actually it.
It's basically the esports life, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, because thank you very much for being here for the interview. It's been an absolute pleasure as well, and to know more about the sim racing
what
world
else?
As well, because I only know a little bit, but talking to you, I feel like I know a lot more in comparison. So thank you so much, and thank you for being here as well. But for you guys at home, I know enough chatter. I know you guys are very keen.
Oh yeah, the witty Porsche ads.
And get ready for this first match, and just to let everyone now at home, all the quarterfinals and the semi-finals will be a best of 3, with the grand final being a best of 7. So looking forward to that. But honestly, this first match.
Oh, this would be hilarious.
A lot of these matches you would see in a semi-final or final, but with how Yafire has been playing, he's been playing extremely well and very, very consistent. But the stuff that he's pulling off earlier in the practice area, if he plays like that here and now, then Nato is going to have a few issues on his hand.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about these matches earlier, and honestly, like...
Oh, these are small files.
These players practice, and it was insane the way that they were pulling off some of these stunts. You can see the first quarter round here. You have Fire versus Nato, that first lineup there. Then we got Jaeger versus Rady coming down the line. But Nato is 2 for 2.
And then...
2 for 2, and
okay, this one is a classic one.
Sweeped the whole floor. It was insane. So... yeah, if you gotta ask for a favorite,
this is an
it's still gotta be Nato. Like,
okay,
2 for 2
save.
is unmatched right now. And again, I mean, Yafire was.
I gotta stop just naming them.
Nato, the cool thing that I love about him is he just doesn't care. Like, he just walks out on this
that 3 is usually enough.
No care in the world. And
is there a way for me to do this?
Like,
perfect.
You could be a little jealous of that sometimes because maybe he got nerves, maybe he got something. He just seems to have none of it. It's insane.
It is.
All right.
There's a lot of players who.
Let me go back to here so I can. Drag and drop.
One of the first things I say
I'll try not to get in the way.
It's all about gaining that experience. Don't focus too much on the victory because at some stage over the course of time you will be able to accumulate all that time in an offline environment, and then you will be able to.
That's hilarious, though. I'm gonna be showing that to the class.
Nato just came here last year, won the entire thing.
Oh yeah, Nato. Yeah. Dude, that was crazy.
Absolutely unreal.
What? Huh?
Honestly, I would still,
I know why.
He's got a lot of pressure on the guy's shoulders, doesn't he? Yes,
yeah.
He's on back-to-back championships. Can't really complain, can he? But honestly, this is just unreal. And
like, we're seeing a shift from Future Flash reigning the field to the new generation, the Gen Z, you know. Like, I need to make a video up on the whole esports scene. It's something I've been wanting to do, but that's like down the line in 2026. Instead of making a 3rd episode, I've been thinking about doing stuff more towards the esports scene, which will be fun. Speaking of that kind of stuff, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm pushing the date. Episode 2. Quickly speaking on that stuff, it's definitely not releasing November 20th, which was the day I wanted it to release. It's going to release sometime in December or sometime next year, which it feels like GTA 6 now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Seems like Yafire, he's gonna have his tactics now. He's gonna make sure that he can prepare against someone like Nato. But as you're watching the player cam, he's got noise canceling headphones on. He is in the zone. He's got that flow
he's
state
locked
going.
in.
Yeah, he's totally locked in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it is unreal, and this is why I feel like this quarterfinal is just a taster, an indicator of what to expect. There's some players out there where when they win the first match, you could potentially see them go all the way to the final, but there is some who are just damn good from the get-go, and that's where things are
here we go, perfect. Sorry guys, I need some more room for Photoshop.
Practice early one back consistently, then yeah, Nato is going to be having a few problems, and it's going to be a very close affair indeed. But it's like I said before, the skill ceiling, when I feel like, you know, we're not going to see anything more crazy or anything more dramatic in terms of what we're going to witness in these matches. I'm sitting in the practice area, and it's just absolutely absurd.
Now I've got to align these, so it has to look something like
the amount of bollocks they
the
need to input into their
one.
gameplay in order just to edge by that couple of tenths of a second or whatever. It really is a pleasure to watch. It's an absolute joy, and well, that's why we love Asphalt so much. It's a great example.
And what's even crazier is when we're watching the players practice, there'll be something really slight. Like, they'll maybe scratch a wall within a millimeter, and they'll quit the race and try and restart because they know that they've lost a millisecond. And I'm like, I don't even see the mistake there, but they know in their head if they were to continue that over the course of those 2 laps or whatever the race length is, they're going to lose.
I might be able to fit more.
They know during those qualifiers, during those practice rounds, they have to nail.
I love Bush's witty comments.
Yeah,
bro. Or witty ads. Witty ads.
Yesterday, spent probably 8 to 10 hours in one of the qualifiers, and then had to do a further 7 just to solidify.
Whoa.
It has been competitive. It really has, and it was anyone's guess on who was going to be able to qualify. We saw a lot of the usual suspects. We saw a lot of names cropping up, which we've seen over the course over the last 7 years in the Asphalt esports scene. Around that top 10, top 15 kind of margin, but it was so tight and so close.
7 years,
even hundreds of a second.
It's almost half my life.
Really hard to call, and it was a shame because I knew that we would probably see.
I was thinking about this recently, so I recently turned 20 on the 14th, and then I realized I've been doing YouTube for the past like what 8 years of my life. So that equates to almost I've been doing YouTube for half of my life, pretty much. Almost half of my life. Like 2 more years, then it would actually be half.
But your fire's not far behind. And when we talk about these races,
everyone's spinning 555. If you didn't know, I interviewed him
so I'm curious to see if your fire can pull an upset. I would consider
for the second episode. That was actually nuts.
We're back on San Francisco.
Oh wait, here we go. First one.
Let's see how things are going to crack on here. Kicking off from, I believe, Nato's perspective, but a little bit wide at the moment, but using that.
Ooh, physics moment.
Jump, but it will do him justice. But your fire, he's been doing quite a bit of City by the Bay earlier on, and let's just see how he's going to accumulate a lot.
Wait, that's the quicker wrap.
Stuff from your fire as he's going to go across, but for Nato,
what?
Roll, but long as he's consistent with his other jumps, it looks like he's decided to play a little bit safe here, and he just make a little bit of a slip.
What?
That previous jump, which is so unfortunate. But now it's all about your fire and just being that consistency.
That was crazy because your fire took a completely different route that I was expecting.
Not the
normal route, and usually you'd see him try and take some sort of risk. But this time around, your fire really taking advantage of the 499P Modificato's insane handling and acceleration. He figured if he can go the railway route, even though it's a lot slower for that off-road experience, and some of the other cars just can't handle it. This car
That's
can,
nuts.
Realized that and actually had that.
That's nuts.
Do this during the qualifier or practice round,
bro.
And it's gonna net him at least looks like a half a second.
Okay, wait, hold up. Witty Porsche ads.
Nato's not too far behind, considering he made a couple of major mistakes. He's actually not doing too bad here, but your fire is well aware of how close he is. But behind, but I think after that previous jump from Nato, that could confirm it, and now your fire just needs to play it safe and collective and cautious as much as possible. But we know your fire, he just carries on just like it's his day job. He's going to treat it just like any other match, just like it's a time trial, and it looks like he's going to be succeeding with that first victory. Great stuff from your fire, but it wasn't even just from your fire's perspective, it's just self-infliction from Nato, sadly.
I mean, there we go. Now we have it. The first race is complete here, and it's definitely an upset, I would say. I mean, Nato, I would expect to come out swinging and make no mistakes, but we saw a couple of those failed 360s around that area next to the bay, and then your fire took that completely different route that I was totally not expecting. Props to him. I didn't see that coming at all.
No, not at all, not at all. And you see what Nato is trying to make, a few of those extra risks, you could say, just in order to try and climb back. But against your fire, like, honestly, it was one of those players where if he actually, gets knocked down or wrecks anyway, he will actually close the gap, which is quite worrying. But if you're letting that
when
kind
did
of
kill bugs
that's all I can say.
You give him an inch, he'll take him on.
Exactly that. So you're fighting the lead in this quarterfinal against the current world champion. Remember, this is the best of 3, so your fire, if he wins this next one, then it means he will guarantee his victory and a spot in the first semi-final.
Okay, yeah, I can include that one.
Will be knocked out of the competition, but yeah, it is rough, isn't it? It's just not a way you want to try and go about it. But Nato is going to be aware. He knows it's more of a self-infliction issue, so he's not going to be too much about it. It wasn't like pure skill. It's just a few missed jumps, which happens. It's very, very common here, no matter how high or low the level of skill.
Wait, crap! How am I gonna fit this one?
Honestly, this is where a lot of pressure.
This one's like a different size than all of the other ones.
Yeah, sometimes physics you can't really do anything about it.
I have an idea.
That race I think is a good example there. But again, I want to give big props to
cutting
your
off
fire
the
there. That was a
ad.
route that I did not see coming. I think that played a really big part. Obviously, the mistakes from Nato, that's not going to help him in terms of catching up and making sure he can close that lap time. And we saw that on the second lap. We saw another sort of mistake there from that 360. So that sort of cost him it there. I will say though, I'm expecting a recovery.
I got rasterized the layer.
I mean, you wouldn't really want to expect anything else coming from a two-time back-to-back champion.
Absolutely dazzling.
Interesting race. Really great way to start things off here with an actual upset. So
yeah, certainly was indeed.
Okay.
And fire is, I think
slowly cut off more and more.
Cool, calm and collective, but let's see. He's going to continue that way. He does have the lead at the very beginning, but let's see how things are going to change this way around. He's going to use that perfect nitro surely to go over this next jump. And it looks like
this is going faster than normal. Like, this whole live stream might be completed in 3 hours. I would not be surprised. I might go live just later today just to react to the rest of them. Count me on that, because like I always love reacting to this kind of stuff. Because like, here's the thing, like once this is all done, I want to make like a YouTube short or something, just saying like it was this, then this person, and then this person won. You know?
So Nato took advantage of that as quickly as he could.
Okay, I think
in the lead coming into the second lap
that's good
here
enough.
around this corner through the bear row, crossing the line for the second lap.
Yeah, what a way to come through from Nato. I believe it's probably about a second behind at the moment, but we know how highly consistent your fire can be. You can see he haven't used that 360 to now switch over to that shockwave over this next jump. But honestly, Nato has probably extended his lead by a couple of tenths of a second. We'll have to see if you try and risk that jump earlier on, because that was incredible. But it looks like your fire will have to try and make that risk. But my goodness, you're right. The recovery on that previous jump was insane. Nato's still in the lead. For how long for, though? That's going to be the next question.
Yeah, you can see that extra air
No,
time
I didn't merge one of them somehow.
Catch up against Nato here, but that was an insane move. Really props to Fire again for recovering that. I would have crashed and gone 20 feet in the other direction, that's for sure. But we're coming close to the end of the second lap here, and it's just nothing in the rearview mirror here for Nato. He's got this one in the bag.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting a recovery, and we didn't get anything different.
Bro,
here.
Nato, I think will win.
Honestly, that
Quote me on that. Quote me on that. Nato will win.
Mean that Nato will be able to take that second race victory, and it's one apiece. But honestly, that jump was one of the very, very few jumps he would have to at least confirm, risk, and succeed in order to overtake. But
alright, let me delete the rest of this.
Really, really is. It's not even like the easiest trick, of course.
Oh crap! It's 3:40.
Yeah, I mean, and especially
time flies fast when you're having fun, people. Time flies fast.
A little bit of a problem we saw in that second lap. Looks like I think.
Oh, I keep forgetting I have water.
Drift trying to execute that 360 in the opposite direction before you go around a corner. That'll actually lift your front tire up.
How long am I going for? Okay, here we go.
A little bit of bouncy action, making sure all four tires don't hit the pavement. He was trying to do that, and I think he went in the opposite direction, which, again, you know, like you mentioned, lost him probably about a quarter of a second or so.
Yeah, it all adds up in the end, though. But honestly, that was just insane. It really was. And we're going to affirm, I believe, in Paris as well.
Okay.
We'll double check. Sorry, double
here we
check
go.
with the track, surely. But
1960s to
first quarterfinal. This is what
1990s.
And I hope you guys in chat
right.
are already getting excited for this next one. It's going to be the final race between your Fire and Nato to see exactly who's going to come out trumps and go into this next semi-final. You've got to remember,
1960s
if he gets knocked out in that first quarterfinal, that is unreal. It really is. And it's like I said before, there was
99
in this competition. It's literally just all gas, no break here.
Absolutely, this will be an upset if he takes this race. I mean, we already saw a little bit of that upset in that first race.
Yay! My next slide, guys, is done.
There, as we saw, but here we are going.
Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful. Ooh, okay. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Yeah, both that double nitro into the second gear. Nice. Well coming up for them as well, but it's going to be your Fire with the lead.
Come on.
So we'll have to see what other chicks of the trade Nato has up his sleeve. But so far, so
yeah, Loki, I think this is going to be done in 3 hours. I think this is going to be the shortest esports series we've seen from Asphalt.
Even a little bit here and there to try and get that max speed into the perfect nitro.
I think it is, especially because they're not like with a big audience, you know.
Apart from getting the better line, so we'll have to see how this next segment goes.
Yeah, and you'll
I
notice
think that's part of what's happening.
some of these ramps aren't as apparent on a couple other tracks. And what you'll notice is
342. I still got some time.
That is the most important part of Paris. As we were mentioning earlier, some of these newer tracks to Asphalt Legends, both beautiful and also focus a little more on the racing lines, especially with this 499P modificata. That's going to be really easy to take for these players, but you'll see some of those slight differences you can see. Trying to take a little bit of an inside line compared to your Fire. That's going to gain ever so slightly a little bit of milliseconds over your Fire, but he still has this.
Maybe like 1 or 2.
Honestly, it looks like he's not giving it up anytime soon. As we
should be that 1 or 2 milliseconds. What am I saying? Like 15 milliseconds. 15 to 10. If we're being accurate.
On the previous maps, which gives you, that half a second gap closure or anything like that. It's all about the consistency coming out from your Fire. But he's been playing extremely well. Great nitro management, great refinements, great lines as well. And Nato just trying to figure out a way to close it. But
okay, so that's Nato. Wait, I thought Oicha made it in.
Apart from that, though,
is Oicha not here, or am I going crazy?
Yeah, a little bit
343.
corner there, your Fire, you can see just ever so slightly pulling ahead. of Nato there as we go into the metro. This is actually an interesting area because the subways that pass by will actually
they'll knock you off your line,
right, depending on where it goes. So it's really important that these players keep that into consideration. You don't want to get smacked into the barrier or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it looks like Fire managing to keep this lead, but it has closed ever so
I've gotten
really
KO'd by all that wind.
Of this lap, and this would be a huge
Slap
upset if Fire manages to take it
from Fire on those
insane,
lines.
Has to make a big mistake, but honestly, I don't think he's gonna. He's looking like he sees this finish line right in his mind. He's going to take
okay,
it.
not bad.
There's nothing left he can do as we go across the final bend, and it looks like Fire will be able to take it and take victory 2-1 in this first quarterfinal. Obviously, now the biggest upset, and it's only the first match.
That's it. That's the upset. Honestly, of the tournament, I would say that's probably the biggest upset we're going to see. Third place from last time takes down first place. He was bound to get revenge at some point. Nato, oh man, if you went 3 for 3, that would have been insane. But we mentioned it's a single elimination bracket, so there's no second chances for these players. That is a quarterfinal elimination here. Third place taking down first place last time. And what an excellent strategy from you.
A single elimination.
345.
So we've only got one
I'm still good. I can leave at 350. Maybe 355. Nah, 350.
Here you go, mate. Have one of these.
Hi, hello.
I will say this, mate. I was just saying it on stream earlier. You've been I've been watching you for like most of the practice session, and you've been looking chill, calm, and collective. And I was saying to you earlier, if you play like how you did back in the practice session now, you're looking good. You could be going far. But how do you feel like you personally performed in that entire series?
Well, always chill, always composed. Gotta do what you gotta do. Clean lines. Yeah.
Turn up his mic. Sound engineers. Please.
The previous track.
Yeah.
But yeah. Everything went well.
Ain't that hard?
With the corners.
Yeah.
And
gotta stay chill.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you probably need well, you're chill, but your heart's probably racing a little bit.
It is.
BPM of 180.
Yep.
So with the second race, what thoughts do you feel like you could have rectified going into that race, especially after the first lap?
Actually, I have no idea how to switch to my other scenes.
Sorry.
I know. It's
which is a part of the reason why I had a tablet, but I have a tablet.
A bit of a blur as well.
Yeah, it is, man.
But yeah, is there any improvements you could have made
Yeah,
in that
well, I
second
can't speak.
Second race.
Bro, I
Definitely,
wait,
like that
my
barrel, for
if
example, if I were a little bit more to the left, sometimes you just don't see the
I cannot think.
particles right, and everything's blurry, like you say.
Like
yeah.
when my mind
Happen,
is
and gotta move forward.
like this,
these things happen,
bro.
but there's only one
This
way
is
to
the
get
best
to the final, so you'll
times
be going
that
into
I
the
can
next,
be
semi-final,
funny.
the first semi-final, so to speak. But you obviously know the match.
Ooh,
in the first
ooh, I like that.
final.
More cars in the
Do you feel like this is a
showroom.
bracket where you could potentially make it to the final? Do you
Like,
feel you've got a chance to get
it's
to
like
it, or is it
the
still potentially
showroom
riding the straight
has
line?
so much more potential. Asphalt,
Everybody
bro.
got a chance. Stakes are high. So everyone can do their best. Car feels good, and
I'm gonna retire my
moving
shoe.
on.
Yeah, you're looking good, you're feeling good, even though inside it's probably a little bit different, but externally you're looking pretty damn good at the moment. But congratulations, mate, winning
I'm
that first
so tired.
quarterfinal 2-1.
Bro,
As we'll
I think
go
I've been
into our
oversleeping.
second quarterfinal
Low
very
key.
shortly, and it
I'm
is
pretty
against
sure I
the
am
likes
oversleeping.
of Jaeger and Rady, which is going to be a very interesting matchup just overall because with Rady is a
Next
new
code,
guy to the scene
yes.
who's looking to try
Yes,
and
give
make
us
his
the
mark
next
against
code.
Jaeger, of course, a veteran, especially from the Android scene.
Absolutely, yeah. The next matchups are going to be crazy. I mean, this is one that I've been looking forward to for a very long time because I saw those two players that qualified, and I was like, this is going to be a spicy match. Jaeger especially, one of the absolute veterans of the scene as well. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, it really will.
Wait,
be.
who was
With
the one
Jaeger,
who
it's,
was
multiple-time
Trackmania?
Android champion. He's been
Crap,
around the block. He's been around the bush quite a few
RPM
times here,
Pickle?
and it's now just to make his mark against Rady.
Bruh,
but we don't
I
really
forget.
know too much about
Which
him,
one of
so
them
it's gonna be
used
quite
to
interesting
be,
to
like,
see how
free-
exactly he's gonna fare
I
out. But
I
like I
forget.
said before, Nato, we didn't
Actually,
know anything about him.
something
and then
I
when we
realized
witnessed how
well, not
good he
recently,
was
but
on that first,
whatever.
first time he actually attended an event last year,
was that
massive impact. So
Trackmania used to be part of ESL, and then I don't know what happened.
Too much, in all fairness, going into
but that's interesting. I thought that was pretty
a
interesting.
little bit more curious to see exactly.
Okay, let me reach out my other shoot that I'm gonna end stream.
Going up against the absolute juggernaut of
Jaeger. I'll be live later.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see two in a row. That would be really fun to watch. So yeah, one of the races.
DBT's rooms is in the room.
A million times. This is a stacked bracket. So honestly, anyone can take it. Like we already saw this upset between Yafire and Nato. So, I mean, we talk about Jägermeister. He has had so many years of history throughout this game. So many finalist appearances. Couple of wins as well. This
Dude, I cannot wait for, like, me to be done with all of my finals. And then, like, I can finally work on the Pudong Rise video. It's going to be like reviewed everything by professional video editors, professional producers. Like it's going to be covered. It's going to be like reviewed by so many professional people. So the standards for it is going to be really, really, really high for me. Like movie level. I'll say that.
He just knew exactly what he needed to do, and he got some insane strats. Like I saw that.
The long wait will be worth it. And I don't know how I'm gonna top it off.
Going on the train route, you actually just completely would never expect that. That's a route that players normally don't take because you just
okay, it's 350.
And of course, in Asphalt,
I gotta get going.
That 30% top speed.
Wait, did he say 430? 4 or 430-ish?
Those rail grinds, those hops over different objects and whatnot. So the fact that he knew the 499P modificata, the handling and acceleration could handle it, that was an insane decision. And I'm actually was wondering, like, he's got to have had that cooking for a while now.
Pudong Rise! Hey!
Here, Martha, as we head into our second quarterfinal. If you're guys joining us, welcome.
Second quarter, okay. I gotta remember that.
Just joined us.
Safia here, bruh.
The entirety of the broadcast.
Okay, wait, hold
so
up.
Looking for those credits, those tokens, those blueprints, you name it. Those codes will come up shortly.
Wait until
I'll probably get my phone underneath the desk and try and copy and paste it. You know, maybe. I don't know if I get a chance. I'll have to see. But
wait, someone said. Oh, wait.
Those codes as well. But if we can actually come back to that graphic with the tracks as well, that would be fantastic because we need to really dive in and see what we could expect going into this. Have you actually seen Rady practice much at all? Because I only saw like a small glimpse. But
wait, okay, guys, I gotta get going.
Yeah, I saw him practicing.
I gotta get going.
That's actually going to be the first track. I do also want to talk about Jägermeister, as you can see on screen.
You know what I'll do?